Hi, hello, welcome to your wonderful Adder Clan. I accidentally lost Weasel Clan, but I'm not giving up on this genre. Now, for those of you who never watched a clan, you don't have to. This is a completely new clan in a game called Clan Gen, where I play a year-end game and draw the cats at the end of the year. And I talk about what happened, but enough chit-chat. Here's Adder Clan. Adder Clan is one of four clans about to the Dark Forest, meaning most cats that die here will be sent there. Also, all four clans are named after snakes, with there being Python Clan, Viper Clan, Adder Clan of our clan, of course, and Cobra Clan. These four clans do not get along, of course, because there is currently a dark forest prophecy. The four snakes will devour each other, meaning that there will only be one clan if this prophecy is true, and each clan wants to be that clan. So because of this, there's going to be a lot of antagonizing on patrols and a lot of war in general. So if you don't like that, maybe this isn't the series for you. I will also quickly note that as a celebration, if cats pass a warrior ceremony, they'll get their tongue split. This is inspired by nyoko arts from their Viper Clan streams. Go check them out. I love their stuff. This is all inspired by them. And another little note is that Adder Clan takes place in Michigan, and we might see some more Michigan animals in this series. And this is because I love Michigan. Enough said, let's get right into the Dark Forest cats already, which I'm really excited about. Starting off with our Dark Forest guy, Flutterbranch. He was 149 moons old and a playful fish-like swimmer. He's basically a cryptid that's good in Dark Forest muck, and he's a manifestation of the forest itself at this point. He's also the size of a large dog, with his body stretched out, and is the canonical reason for Halloween encounters being turned on. And every time a cat has something spooky happen to them, Flutterbranch has a paw in it. There's also an apprentice tale that if you're alone at night and you see him, that means you're marked to death, and he'll drag you down to the dark forest himself. Whether that's true or not, he's a spooky cat, and I kind of love him, though he's kind of locked up in thought jail because he is the guide, of course, so there's not much thought to him, but I still like his concept. I'll do my best to include him in whenever it happens in the future. Now on to a very interesting cat. We have Shortbite, a 59-moon-old she cat who is ambitious, a good advisor, and has a keen eye. From the very beginning of the year, she wanted power, and getting to know the deputy was to suck up to Loudstar. Knew she wasn't going to get it naturally. So throughout the year, she tried her hardest to influence younger cats by bossing them around and mimicking the leader. She also had the stash trying to set a good example for younger cats 3 times, and on one of the moons, she had both apprentices change their personality from lonesome to loving and righteous to strict, so her plan of getting influence was working. Big reason she was envious of the deputy position and Glad Chaser is because Loudstar is so old, any cat who's deputy will be leader. And Shortbite was secretly mates with a kitty pet and wants to make it so that their mate can join without discrimination. As the clan bullies and usually rejects any kitty pets, though there are exceptions. Eventually, after Voidwalker, a really tough kitty pet, joined, Shortbite tried to argue how unfair it was that there's still discrimination towards kitty pets in general, and she revealed she was touching noses with one and was mates. Loudstar did not like this disobedience from her, and she attacked her with the help of You Speckle, leading to all three of them being injured, You Speckle getting his cheek scar. Knowing how dangerous it was to keep Shortbite around, and with her true thoughts being exposed, Loudstar hired a gang of rogues to kill her, and since most cats end up in the dark forest, that's why she's here, now twisted by the forest itself. In her life, she did play a prank on Loudstar, and I'm sure she will continue to do so in the afterlife. So Loudstar better watch out. Speaking of Loudstar, Loudstar is 125 moons old, and she is bloodthirsty. She is also, interestingly enough, a masterful storyteller, which I like to think that means she's a good liar. Now, Loudstar had suspicions on Shortbite for a while. She was eavesdropping on her on Moon 2, but she still actually liked Shortbite a little bit and hoped she'd change her ways, but after catching her touch noses with the kitty pet in their fight, she knew she had to be dealt with and convinced some rogues to kill Shortbite in exchange for some fresh kill. Rather than setting up Shortbite's murder, she asked the Mad Cat to stock up on death berries, making the medicine cat who turned from grumpy to insecure, which, damn it, I want my grumpy Mad Cat. Other than that, she's really on top of her clan. She's like an angry grandma, always pushing cats to be more violent and hammering in battle training, with her personally sparring with Glenchaser, the deputy, to where the point they both drew blood. Like, girl, you need to calm down. Also personally decided to mentor Borge spots and attempt to beat the weakness out of the apprentice by going on many dangerous patrols. But thankfully none were too bad, but it still made the then apprentice be insecure. Even with her coldness, she still has a soft spot for kids, remembering how cute they are thanks to spending time with them. Loudstar always treats kids kindly. A headcanon early on in her life, she had a mate but was never able to have kids. With how things go with you, Speckle, a cat she fancies, she may have a litter, or maybe she's fine just being a mother late to the clan kids. Chaser is basically no thoughts, only violence type of cat. He's only 24 moons old and is a bloodthirsty with steady paws and also a good swimmer. He constantly throughout the year is either thinking of battling or sucking up to the leader to the point his apprentice Claycurl was fending for himself. Which is how Voidwalk did the kitty pet join. Claycurl invited her since Glint Chaser didn't teach them about the rules, but thankfully Loudstar wasn't too mean about it, knowing her deputy is an incompetent jokester simply put there to agree with everything Loudstar does. Glintstar loves Loudstar and believes she'll lead him into a big battle where he can have some glory. Now, why does he do this? Just 'cause he wants to. The clan culture really supports this behavior with the Dark Forest prophecy. Other than that, he's a tad gossipy and likes telling stories and listening to rumors, even about his own apprentice. Example about who his apprentice likes, which is really disrespectful. He really needs to stop. It's definitely going to get him in trouble, and it already has, because while he was daydreaming about battling, he was attacked and had to get saved by Mormark from a dog. So he really needs to get his head in the game. Hal is a 57-moon-old, insecure, and interestingly a prophecy seeker. He started off this year as a huge grump, doing normal medcat things, but quickly changed to insecure when he got an almond that the smallest clanmate will perish. He told Loudstar only for her to brush it off and asking for him to stock up on deathberries, which made him suspicious of her and left no worry alone about who the omen was. Later, it turns out the omen was about Shortbite, who was the small cat, of course. This really hurt Honey Howl as he got along well with her. They even spent the day practicing battle moves as she kept complimenting him as she had a crush, which makes me sad as no forbidden Medcat romance for now, guys. He was also hearing voices of StarClan cats, even though we have no StarClan cats, so I really think he's connected to spirits in general, only adding to his anxiety. Other than Shortbite, he also stuck it up to you, Speckle, liking how reliable of a friend he is and actually does get along well with Loudstar, but I think it's more of a cordial thing. That's about it for a medcat buddy. His year has been pretty tame. Now on to Chaffinch. She's 120 moons old and a confident cat. She was one of the rogues that killed Shortbite. She wasn't satisfied with the prey, and as an aging cat, she wanted shelter. So she asked the first clan cat she spotted, which is Mormark, and asked to join, and Loudstar, wanting to keep Shortbite's murder a secret, let her join, even though she'll be an elder soon. There's not much to her since she joined pretty late, but she gets along well with board spots. I think she had a daughter once and sees sports spots as like another kid of hers, as she likes to spend time with her, the young cat advice. Moving on to you, Speckle, a man with a big fat crush on Loudstar. He is captivated by her even when she's screaming around camp, and he literally prances around in front of her like, what? He loves her so much and is so loyal. He stepped up to defend Loudstar when Shortbite stepped up to her without any hesitation and wears his scar like a badge of honor. Speckle loves how strong Loudstar is, and he thinks her reign will bring the clan on top, and what she says should simply go, no ifs, ands, or buts. Despite his hardcore simping for Loudstar, he's a pretty average dude. He's a 95-moon-old Tom who's strict and a good hunter. Pretty simple, but that's what this clan needs is how unstable our clan leadership is. Other than Loudstar, he gets along pretty well with younger cats. Unlike Shortbite, he just tries to play dad to the young Toms, especially his apprentice. He had the status trying to set a good example for younger cats more than once as well, so he's really fatherly, and I think he might want kids of his own someday. Just like Loudstar, and I have to say, I ship these two hardcore. Speaking of Speckle's accomplishments, this year on Moon 6, he and Lavender Stripe brought in an injured loner, Silent Crash, whose name feels like a contradiction. Silent Crash is 77 moons old, a good kit sitter, and a formidable fighter who is supposedly daring, but honestly she seems more meek, but that's probably due to her being constantly injured. Though for some reason she did eavesdrop on Loudstar right after Shortbite challenged her, I'll say this daring act led her to figuring out Loudstar's murder plan, and she has no idea what to do and is waiting for the opportunity to speak about it safely. Right after she healed up from the wound she got before she joined the clan, she did good for a moon, only for the next moon to get a mangled leg from a rogue when on patrol with Chaffinch. Which makes me suspicious. I don't think Chaffinch's old group is happy she left. This also happened the same moon Shortbite died. Silent Crash has a mangled leg in an incident that is really not suspicious. Anyways, I hope Silent Crash does better because Girl is not doing so hot. That is doing much better is Voidwalker, the cat who was briefly a kitty pet that Claygirl brought back when he was apprentice. Voidwalker is 36 moons old, confident, and has steady paws. She joined on Moon 3 when Claygirl accidentally invited her, not knowing the no kitty pet rule. Briefly being a kitty pet, she's a valuable member of the clan. She likes to help out with the apprentices, checking up on Claygirl and Lavender Stripe when they're still training, and telling them and others tall tales of her adventures before the clan, like how she used to put claws in her collar, Scourge style. She also has a bit of a crush on Honey Howl, coming up with plans to sneak out with each other. Honey Howl likes how rough and confident she is, and she likes how kind he is. I think they make a cute pair. I also like to point out she had the status of wanting to critique Shortbite's fighting techniques. Right after Shortbite challenged Loudstar, like, what? Like, the timing on that was definitely funny. Anyways, moving on to the brother of the cat who invited Voidwalker in, Mormark. Mormark is a loving 18-moon-old Tom, who is a renowned hunter and a good storyteller. He was the cat Shortbite managed to change from lonesome to loving thanks to him being her apprentice. He got along with her really well, despite how angsty he used to act. He saw his skills and potential, and on one of the patrols he caught a squirrel with Shortbite. And she was so proud of him and offered him tips on how to hunt better on the next time, always wanting him to improve, and it helped drive him to be the best cat he can be. He was giving her some advice. I like to think they had a long discussion on what she did and why she did it, and he helped comfort her. When he was made a warrior, he was honored for his support, and Shortbite was so happy watching him. She thinks of him like a son. Other than his relationship with Shortbite, he gets along well with his brother Claygirl. He has fun with him a lot more as an adult, now that he's out of his angsty phase, with Claygirl wanting to compliment his fighting techniques. So I had the odds of Heterochromia turned up for another clan. I haven't changed it back yet. I'll have to do that, but I'm a bit scared of messing with the code after last time I broke Weasel Clan. So maybe I'll just leave it. Clay Curl, as stated before, always butted heads with his mentor, and basically had to teach him, as he was either righteous or strict as an apprentice, wanting to be unlike his rowdy mentor. He always wished either Loudstar or U-Speckle was his mentor, so he always hung out with them a lot. Eventually, he had a fight with Loudstar over changing his mentor, which she wouldn't do that. She wanted a loyal, bloodthirsty cat, and she felt like asking for that change was basically a slight against her. After his fight with Loudstar, he still sometimes refused to follow Glint Chaser and looked up to you, Speckle, but he started being a little nicer to his mentor, realizing most of his hate towards him was due to wanting a different mentor. And that is unfair to pin it all on Glenchaser, and he managed to surprise Glenchaser by being thoughtful to him one moon. Eventually, Claycurl graduated Moon 6 and was named for his commitment, which I really like. Now on to Lavender Stripe. First thing first, I'm using Nyoko Arch trait list and rolling traits for each cat. Lavender Stripe rolled for pseudo wings, so if you're wondering why he has wings, that's why, and yes, it does weird out other cats, and he simply laughs about it. He loves his wings. But aside from Lavender Stripe's wings, he was mentored by U-Speckle, and on their first patrol they bumped into a bunch of wolves, and when the wolves left, they tried to scavenge from the carcass, but it was picked clean. And on the same moon, Lavender Stripe had the status gets lost on patrols, so he had a rough apprenticeship, with him falling into creeks, bumping into rogues, and he generally felt really nervous, but thankfully he never got hurt. He managed to become a good warrior, honored for his spirit. Not much else to the swinging man for now, so other than he gets along well and gossips with most cats his age, especially Board Spots, whom he especially gets along well with. Board Spots, here she is. She is the last cat and is the youngest here. Board Spots is always a fluffy, cute kit that melted everyone's heart, including Loudstar, but she was insecure as an apprentice, and Loudstar, wanting the best for her, tried to mentor her herself. She wanted to turn Board Spots into a bloodthirsty cat and had many dangerous patrols and training exercises lined up. Thankfully for Board Spots, Shortbite indirectly put a stop to those plans. She still had to do border patrols with Glint Chaser. In her first patrol, him ran into a dog that Glint Chaser decided to attack while she was scared out of her mind. But the training kind of worked. She went from insecure to charismatic and was named for her social ability, which is true. She's quite the social cat now, gossiping and getting along well with cats her age, and Chaffinch, being one of the first cats to welcome her into the clan. But all in all, she's a great cat, and I hope the best for her. Now, with the final cat out of the way, we reached the end of the video. I have created a Discord server for Outer Clan and all my other projects. So if you really like this video and want to see more of it, please subscribe and perhaps even join the Discord server. Shout out to all my homies from there. And goodbye. Hope you have a wonderful day.